All right, we are green. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. My name is Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of those things together. Guys, we have some incredible news that just dropped. Bondi and Kash Patel just made a move, and they just removed Biden's executive gun control tyranny by the root at the ATF and the DOJ. Guys, send this one out. You gotta follow me at Braden LOA. I'm gonna show you in a second, and you need to tag at AG Pam Bondi and say thank you, and at Kash Patel, Director of the FBI, because this is how we do it. We talked about forever making the right moves, putting the right people in place, and putting the pressure once they're in place. And guys, this is how it happens. You grind, you're patriots. Thank you for showing up, and make sure you send this everywhere. Let me get right to it. I don't want to bury the lead because it's the middle of the day and you guys stopped in, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. All right. So that's where you can follow me. You can tag me at Braden LOA. Follow me while you're there on X, and make sure you tag Pam Bondi, AG Bondi, and FBI Director Kash Patel, because this needs to be positively reinforced. All right, check this out. This is from Gun Owners of America a few moments ago. Kash Patel has officially repealed ATF's tyrannical zero tolerance policy. This policy was used to unlawfully shut down hundreds of gun stores and build an illegal digital registry of out-of-business records. Completely removed the zero tolerance policy. Guys, this is how you do it. Rip it out by the root. Next step is codification. That we're working on that. But right now, the Biden era gun control tyranny that he put in place to destroy all the all the gun shops through gun control means, through executive adjustment in the ATF, guys, it just got ripped out by Kash Patel and Bondi. Give them credit where credit's due. All right, now let me jump you over here real quick. If you guys are just now getting in here, I'll do a recap in a second, but the ATF just lost one of its main tools to destroy gun shops. All right, so this is from February of 2023, if you guys are not familiar with what I'm talking about. The Biden administration's zero tolerance policy is crushing gun sellers. Now, this entire thing was built to destroy the infrastructure and the sales support in the gun world because they couldn't do it legislatively. We talked about it a lot on this channel. Well, Trump comes in, Bondi's in, Patel's in. Now we're starting to see things get ripped out, and this is what I'm talking about. All right, here's effectively what they were doing. In 2021, the Biden administration announced a new zero-tolerance policy for revoking the licenses of firearms sellers, known as FFLs. As part of this new policy, the ATF recently updated its, whole policy thing. We talked about it. They've got the copies of the order, revised the Biden administration. Here's where it gets important, right here. So, more licenses were revoked in 2022 than in any year since 2008. And as you can see in this graph right here, everything was going down on license revocation, and all of a sudden it shot up. That was because of Biden's zero tolerance policy. They wanted the ATF to shut down more shops because that was how they would get their gun control. Less shops means less guns, less access to guns, which is a constitutional right, by the way, less guns. That's the entire point. They went after the infrastructure. Now, you can see it right here. Again, everything's linked in the description box. I always bring the receipts. New data shows ATF gun store revocations at highest rate in 16 years. They revoked 92 licenses, the most since '08. Total more than triples the number of licenses revoked. Another 136 dealers received warning conferences, and the steepest penalty inspectors can reprimand without revocation. The whole point here, guys, is it was built to destroy the gun world. That was the entire point of this. That's why the graph is there. That's why the announcement from GOA. But then this just happened. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are talking about Kash Patel officially repealing ATF's tyrannical zero tolerance policy. This policy was used to unlawfully shut down hundreds of gun stores and build an illegal digital registry out of business records. Okay, guys, the registry part of this is huge as well. Because if you were basically an FFL and it was going out of business, all of their records went directly to the ATF per operational procedure, and then they were digitized in a non-searchable database that Steve Dettelbach, the then ATF director, openly admitted it was there. Guys, this is what happens when you put the right people in and you put the pressure on exactly what you need to do. Patriots, grinding, you guys, every single one of y'all. So, Kash Patel, this is the guy who's going to get a lot of hate from the left on this one, because this happened a few moments ago, man. Literally happened 15 minutes ago. So when you're going through this, understand He's the guy that was at the GOA conferences. He's the guy who was saying that tyrannical actions were happening around gun rights through the ATF and the executive bureaucracies. He's now the director of the ATF and the FBI, and he just ripped it out from its root. Guys, this is incredible. Again, if you're just now tuning in, at Braden LOA, and you tag me, tag Pam Bondi, and tag Kash Patel, because this type of stuff needs to be positively reinforced so we get more of it. That's why this is so important. I'm going to jump into your comments real quick. Freedom Cat, what I missed? What you missed was the ATF's tyrannical zero tolerance policy ripped out by the root. When are they going to remove the frame and receiver rule? Kevin, that's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. They're not telling me those things, but I can tell you that if you apply positive reinforcement and they can feel being basically showered with accolades, you're more likely to get more of it in the future. I'm just saying, it's basic positive, it's basic human anatomy and human response. You get some positive action, you want to do more of it. Let's see, let's get to work. Human rights. I'm just going to kind of go through it. What wonderful news for 4 years. Yeah. May not be infringed. Check in. May not. And if you guys have a comment, throw it in the chat real quick. We'll hit it. Steve Diddlebutt. Most exciting. Yep. Okay. So not a lot of people are jumping into the chat right there, but guys, if you understand anything about this, we're going to dive into this a lot deeper because I can almost hear March for Our Lives, Every Time for Gun Safety, Giffords.org, almost all of them screeching from the rooftops on this one because they wanted to destroy the gun shops. Kash Patel just destroyed the ATF's tyrannical rule installed by the Biden administration. Zero tolerance, completely. All right. That's what I've got for you guys. I'm going to be watching for responses. Make sure you do all the tagging. You share this out because this is a big deal, and I will see you guys on the next one. I like every, oh man, that was a good outro I had in my brain. I like every one of you the appropriate amount, and I will see you guys on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.